silver finals for Smash and Splash 5 coming up between Stratosphere and Steelshot. Stratosphere is going to be in the yellow, Steelshot in the blue, and it looks like we've overall got pretty generally standard comps between these two teams.
And may I just say, man, those logos are sick. They're both the letter S, but my gosh, you could not see the more of a difference. They're both beautiful. I just wanted to point that out real fast before we got into the game. Now, going into it improper, Steelshot having 3 people down instantly. Splat Zone 3, if we saw it before, we'll see it again. It can be very tough to get these zones sometimes, especially if the other team has a very good wall.
Bob actually going with this Explosher pick. Interesting pick nonetheless. Obviously, I'm going to trust his game knowledge over mine. But in my opinion, it seems like you might get put in a couple of tricky situations with that weapon. Looks like, though, in the meantime, 3 down on actually both sides. And now Meta going down to another baller. So Stratosphere, at the end of the day, going to be able to take the zone, paint it in the blue color, as now Opie is trying to get a couple more picks, trying to get some more paint on the Stratosphere side to try to, get that cushion going. But Stratosphere at the moment not letting that happen. And it looks like here we're in a pretty neutral situation overall.
Yeah, on the Explosion pick, honestly, I feel it can work out as long as they have a general control over this. They might be able to just lob ink over their wall and get and capture a zone really fast because they have access way to that zone if they fire over the wall of their spawn. Now, Steelshot moving in a little bit right now. Everyone left alive, just getting their specials all online and ready. That was an amazing pick 9. Let's go with those Splat bombs.
Indeed, there in 9 with those Splat bombs, but that'll open the door for Stratosphere to take both of these zones, trying to go for another bomb pick, but is not quite going to be able to get the full pick. Going to take the trade instead here, but now Stratosphere has the zone. Red going to try to cap it again, but not quite going to be the case in the moment, as now 1 point only separates these two teams. Stratosphere going to try to not let that happen, and now Steelshot's got a full wipe on their hands to do it.
Very good wipe, considering they just want as many points down on that scoreboard as physically possible. Bob's situating themselves very nicely right next to their spawn, going to be doing some great poking. This is going to be where that weapon comes into a little bit of prominence. Bob just looking down on them, putting on some extra pressure here and there as Ace just chucks a Booyah Bomb onto the point. That Booyah Bomb is so powerful in Splat zones, but hey, it's getting shut down right now.
Yeah, Splat, or a Booyah Bomb, very much like an Ink Strike from Splatoon 1, able to have that little point control. But in the meantime here, Stratosphere going to be able to cap both zones, putting that penalty onto Stratosphere. And now, Steelshot's moving forward with this push.
Yeah, some missiles just coming down right now, adding a little bit of extra pressure. We saw the zone shift back and forth so well from both teams here. It would not surprise me if we saw a wipe into another wipe in just a few seconds here. But Stratosphere is locking it down. All right, they have a 2-down situation, yet they still have control over the zones. That's probably going to change very fast. But either way, this is looking like a very solid back and forth game.
Very solid back and forth game, but Stratosphere at the moment does have the edge. Steelshot, or no, sorry. This is Stratosphere in the blue coming in. And it looks like we've got a little bit of a baller interaction here in the middle of the map. As now Steelshot getting back in control at the moment. Opie going to try to get a pick here on the Explosion. Will go ahead and do so. Going to try to take control of this other zone, I imagine, but is going to barely get that splashdown pick. I imagine that was just like the last frame or two. Is going to go ahead and be able to get that, and that is going to be Steelshot here, capping both of these zones, question mark. I imagine 9's going to be able to pop a baller here coming in soon. You can see that glowing icon at the top. It's a 3-down situation, though, for Steelshot, and that is indeed going to be the cap coming out of Stratosphere.
Yeah, Stratosphere moving in very nicely right now. Look at Opie just sitting around the side. Going to be trying to find this kill, and boy, do they. Okay. Great play with that baller, navigating around those fires like it's the Matrix. And that's just a 3-down situation. Opie going wild on the side right there, trying to make it a 4-down as they slowly make these plays happen. They're going to secure this lead.
Yeah, and that ink brush is starting to become more and more prevalent just due to that surprise close-range nature in a lot of cases. And sometimes that's what you need, especially in situations like the Reef where you might encounter some more people in close quarters. But here we have Steelshot about to be running away with this one here. They do have a couple more seconds, and Steelshot just going to be able to cap. Okay, Steelshot will cap both zones. They've got their work cut out for them, though, in this overtime push. It's a 2-down situation. That Booyah Bomb coming out on zone, but it's a full wipe. So it should allow the members of Steelshot to get set up for good positioning on this next defense.
This is looking actually kind of scary. Like, there's one thing to say. It's that it can be sometimes very surprising how fast that timer moves. Seeing that timer, you're like, okay, it's 29, they have 5, we have some time to get in. I'm just saying, man, 1 or 2 wipes, and there is nothing you can say about it. Also, oh my gosh.
Oh my goodness.
That was such a good counter right there, and just like that, everyone popping off right now. Great victory. There's so many special, I couldn't even tell what happened.
So the splashdown and the baller just kind of canceled each other out.
Yeah.
I guess.
That was a great counter. That was an excellent counter. And recognizing the baller was coming in and saying, no. We are keeping this zone.
Indeed. But then, you know, I think in that confusion, Steelshot was just able to come in, cap both zones, shut down the push from Stratosphere, and that was the game. So heading up next, we're going to have our next game in very shortly, and man, oh man, Steelshot just barely getting the edge on that one. So we're going to be hopping into the next one on Rainmaker Wahoo World coming up. Like I said earlier, a little bit of an open map. What do you think we're going to see here, Fabo, from these two teams?
I got caught with a little bit of water. I really like what 9 was bringing with the Luna Blaster. I feel people sleep on this weapon a little bit too fast, and it's sleepable. But when you get in close, I mean,
because it's a Luna? Because moon, sleep, night.
Yes, exactly.
There we go.
But I honestly feel it can be so scary, man. You get in close quarters with that thing, even if you're not in complete close quarters, those splat bombs are going to be a constant pest to you, just like that clip right there. And then on top of that, the baller is an excellent way to completely contest a zone in splat zones. I just feel it's a very solid pick. I mean, I know 9 plays it a lot. I hope he wouldn't switch off of it for this opportunity, but oh my gosh, people are popping off on the other side over there. Man, people are having a lot of energy today.
Dude, you haven't seen anything yet.
That's
if you're
right.
looking for energy, top 6 tomorrow is going to be where it's at.
There's so much to watch here, man. It's not fair.
There's so much to it is not fair.
I want to go to the water park, but there's just so much to watch. I don't want to miss any of this.
I've been running the event, dude.
I know.
I barely had time for meals.
I feel for you.
I barely
man.
had time for sleep.
I have been running around doing commentary, doing interviews,
you've
and
been
doing commentary.
Smash. You've been in Smash.
Oh.
You've been in all sorts of stuff. But nonetheless, here we're going to be hopping into this next game between these two teams. Stratosphere with the 1-0 victory at the.
Ooh, I see what 9 is doing right here. He is switched on over to this very, very strong weapon. It has that Luna Blaster energy, but it's a little bit more of a distance right now. Opie. Ooh, was trying to find a pick, but just not giving them an opportunity. Bob also setting up really nicely. This is going very, very well in the favor of, I believe, Steelshot, assuming the colors are correct.
Steelshot is in the purple here.
Okay,
yes.
cool. Very well in the favor of Steelshot.
Yeah, indeed. Here we've got Meta trying to push forward with his Rainmaker, but is going to go ahead and go down to that suction bomb. We've got a couple specials now coming out from Stratosphere. This should allow them a little bit more control of this area before they start pushing back forward.
Yeah, and honestly, they can just keep up this like slow push. They have a very nice footing right now. The map is mostly in their color as Green just sort of starts to make these little pokes here and there. They don't got to do a lot of work, man. They have a nice, comfortable situation on their end. They are down 1 game, but earlier in the game too, they don't have to worry about that too much. However, they are going to sneak away with a couple bonus points, and they should have gone down a little bit earlier.
Indeed there, and Steelshot going down 3. This should, again, allow Stratosphere to kind of regain some control, start to get their footing before making another push forward. So here they come, starting to get some more points on the board, slowly moving that Rainmaker. 9 going to push very far forward here. They're trying to go for the full-on knockout. It doesn't look like anyone knows it's coming. Bread approaching the pedestal at the moment. Can't quite get the paint on that pedestal, and Meta going to be able to take that pick.
That wipe is just going to do it, ending that push. But man, what a push that was. That was their first time touching the Rainmaker, and they almost just ended it right there. This is incredibly scary for Steelshot, who I know must have just actually needs a new pair of pants after that, man. Like, when you have a very slow push, and then the other team is just like, oh, hey, what if we run that in, you know, half the time with double the progress? That is so hard to handle sometimes. And Bob going down right now to this great wall of Stratosphere.
Thank you. Yeah, indeed here. We've got, you know, Steelshot trying to regain some footing here at the moment. But Stratosphere picking up the Rainmaker yet again. We'll see what they do as they push forward. It looks like as we get a nice view of the overhead, the members of Steelshot are closing in on this Rainmaker, and Perp's going to be able to get that double onto the Rainmaker. 2-down situation for Stratosphere. I don't know that they're going to fully be able to push this. Ace going to try to get a pick. And it looks like that Booyah Bomb, though, going to come out, force the members of Stratosphere to back away.
Yikes, that is very scary to be looking down upon, though. They can't, excuse me, they cannot find the same gas that Stratosphere had for their push. They are trying to find it in, but Stratosphere's defense is just a little bit too much for them. Brain getting pushed away from their team, going to cause a little bit of a nightmare for them as their team gets kind of lost in its own trail right here. The Rainmaker in a very, I'd say, awkward situation right now, but they do have a very good opportunity to make a solid push here. Stratosphere moving in.
Stratosphere moving in indeed, and they're looking to build up a little bit more of their specials, it looks like, before fully pushing forward. Opie getting the surprise pick here onto that member of Steelshot, as now the Rainmaker is going to go ahead and reset, but we've got a minute left in this game, and Stratospere's got to quickly make up some ground here. Steelshot, excuse me, is going to have to quickly make up some ground, but Stratosphere going to pick up the Rainmaker and say, no, you're not going to do that right now.
And on the Ink Brush, that's the beauty of the Ink Brush. The Ink Brush can do a lot, not at a long range, not even in at a mid-range, but man, when you get in close range, and if you can keep yourself concealed, you can do some insane work, as we saw from that clip from just before. But now Ace doing some good poking. Those Splat Bombs can be so annoying to deal with sometimes when they come at you in trove one after another. Apparently no matter what game you play. But it looks like, well, they will have some grounds for a push.
Actually, Steelshot has plenty of room around this Rainmaker. They're probably going to be able to push forward here a little bit, looking to get a little more painting power on this middle of the map. It's 20 seconds left, so this may very well be their last opportunity to do so. 10 missiles coming out. Bob going to be able to just barely avoid those. Walking. Booyah Bomb also coming out. Going to be able to take out one of the members, but that Rainmaker going to go down. I imagine that there's not quite going to be enough time here for the rest of the members of Steelshot to get back.
Oh, that was so close. I'm sure they must be a little bit upset by that. Having the opportunity, having the Rainmaker pop, but just like frames too late. That being said, oh, look at that there. If anything, everyone is having a laugh. Everyone is having a little bit of a ball right now.
That is the point.
It's oh my God, you can see the pop-offs. Everyone is very into this, but
you all didn't get to see the results screen, but Ace actually got a 16 KA in that last game. Here's the end of that in reverse.
Instant replay, but also instant
replay,
reverse.
But in reverse. reverse.
Yo, look at Bob dodge that bomb. Can we see that one more time? Oh, this. I don't even want to make these jokes. They're all stupid. I was gonna say, oh, look at this cute little footsie work. Forward, backward,
see, but
forward,
it's not even funny because the time is also there, so you can see the time.
No, also the missiles are going up.
But there's a lot of weird
No,
things
I don't want to
happening,
deal with the special that sends the missiles up. That's okay.
That would be, imagine if like you just had missiles that just like came dead out of the ground.
Dude,
it's like some kind of like spikes.
Oh my
that
God!
You walk on, and they
it's
just come right up.
It's an ink mine, but it sends missiles up and then back down. I don't want to deal. I don't want to deal. Don't even finish the thought.
All right.
Just like that.
Nonetheless,
Silver's finals is going
Stratosphere up
pretty well.
2-0. They are on Silver Point. I think we're going to watch that bomb clip one more time, like you requested.
Ooh, the fancy footwork. Man, as many times as we see those bombs, I just don't think they're ever going to hit them. our production value, our production staff had a little bit too much fun with that.
But any
okay.
event.
Wait, was that you like playing around with the knobs? Oh, okay. I was gonna say, did you just like clip and that's just how it ended up?
In any event, our next map is going to be Tower Control on Sturgeon Shipyard. Like we mentioned, probably going to see some more range here come out from these two teams, but it is Tower Control. Not going to be surprised to see 9 going back to that Luna Blaster.
Yeah, that Luna Blaster and blasters in general are just so good. When it comes down to tower control, their range of coverage is naturally amplified by the fact that the tower is just a moving square, a moving wall that you can hide behind and poke around, and they can just be as annoying as they feel like. And man, when you have a Luna Blaster with very large radius in a very close area, all they have to do is hang around the tower and they can do a lot of great work. Let's see what we're going to have going into it. Wait a minute. I actually don't think I see the Luna Blaster.
Luna Blaster not coming out from 9, instead opting for that Kensa sloshing machine. Might make a little more sense, splash down around the tower and getting that lob in that places where there are elevation changers is something that nice arc projectile from that sloshing machine offers. But Meta actually going to go ahead and pick up that custom blaster for Steelshot. We'll see there if Meta can get a couple more picks, but unfortunately it's going to go down to that Splat Bomb early.
Well, when we were asking for picks, we didn't mean on yourself. Those Splat Bombs, I will say time and time again, those Splat Bombs are so tough to deal with sometimes.
Especially when they're placed just perfectly.
And when you have a blaster and you don't have easy accessibility to get out of the way, when you fire, you're sort of stuck in that fire for a little bit. You don't have like the duelist mobility or just a general junior that you can just fire and quickly move out of the way with. 9 trying to fight this pick is going to secure it down and stop this push. And what a good push to stop. And wow, 9 say, hey, good thing I picked this weapon. The Luna Blaster would have been good, but man, this weapon's just better. Yeah,
got a little bit more range, and like I mentioned, with that arc path, arc trajectory that ink is flung in, Red going to try to be a nuisance with this inkjet as Ace also tries to push up for a sort of a flank here on the members. I don't think they're seeing it coming. Steelshot is rather, as that tower is starting to push forward and approaching that first checkpoint. And now finally there, I don't know quite what the stalling process was, but Red nonetheless riding the tower. 9 going to try to go forward here with those fizzy bombs and that sloshing machine arc that we keep seeing. Splashdown at the ready, going to go ahead and pop it. Stingray coming out though, is going to go ahead and pick off 9, but doesn't have the rest of the members. No. It's a 1 versus 1 right now actually at the moment. Red going to be able to take the lead with that inkjet, but Bob going to immediately take him out and friendly squid bagging. I figured we'd see that at some point.
Okay, all right, Bob. Just taking those nice kills and saying, all right, that's enough of that push. You might have gotten the lead, but maybe you're not getting anything more than that. You got the lead, but we're taking your dignity.
Indeed,
and now they're slowly moving it back in. I love that word, man. People are moving it nice and easy. The definition of tower control right here.
Bryn here looking to get a couple of picks for Steelshot as they want to continue pushing forward and hopefully take the lead. Bob going to be able to poke that Stingray and Booyah Bomb coming out. They are going to go ahead and get this lead, but the real question to secure this is, can they get it past this checkpoint? Meta having some trouble right now. Opie going to jump on the tower with that baller. It's going to be a 3-down situation for Steelshot, and so I imagine they'll have to contest that checkpoint another day.
The song of this game is anything you can do, I can do better. It just really keeps on coming down to like, man, that's a pretty far off point. I don't think they're going to be able to handle that for the rest of this game. And then they just get another lead. Like, all right, if that's the case, then I mean, I think it's just going to be spun back the same exact way. That 38-point situation is just going to keep on going lower from here.
Indeed, here we've got a 2-down situation coming out from both sides. It's Stratosphere right now on the slight offensive as Red now hopping on the tower and the other 2 members of Stratosphere are jumping in. I imagine they're going to go again for the lead, probably try to contest this checkpoint. They're building up specials. That Booyah Bomb is coming out and that baller as well. Opie going to try to go up on top and get a couple picks, but is going to get knocked down. That Booyah Bomb now going to do a good job of overall just forcing these members of Stratosphere off the tower, and that's a 3-down situation at the moment. Red probably going to jump out or otherwise escape soon. Actually has that inkjet just at the ready and might be able to stop anything happening here on the defensive side. Not going to be able to find any picks, but good idea nonetheless.
Yeah, I think that was honestly a very valuable use of the special. You'll get it back soon enough anyway. Might as well see if you can hold up this wall without going back into the backlines there. And just like this push is halted but hasn't stopped, if that makes sense. You know, they've put a bookmark in it. They've hit a checkpoint, and now are able to come back to it at a later date here as they slowly get more picks.
Yeah, and you know, we're seeing Stratosphere here trying to do a good job of getting a couple of picks. That blaster is going to be able to go down, so they won't have to worry about that pesky blaster for the moment, but that Stingray is ready on the Steelshot side. I imagine whenever they approach this checkpoint, just going to be able to shut that down almost as quickly as it started. But actually, someone went ahead and took care of that Stingray, so not going to have that as a defensive option at the moment. Not going to be able to hop on the tower. They're looking to take the lead here and get past the checkpoint. There's no one from Steelshot around at the moment. Red going to try to do some more pressure, and they are going to get past that checkpoint. It's a huge push right now coming out. They are going to...
No way! No way!
They didn't get the knockout, but it is so close.
Let's go,
Red
Red!
on the tower. That is going to be the wipe, and that is going to be the game.
Oh,
ladies and gentlemen, Stratosphere going to be your silver bracket champions, and holy smokes, was that an ending.
They might be named after the food, but they're the one doing the eating. Oh